G'day guys and welcome back to another video on the YouTube channel, and in today's video I'll be going through my round 2 tips and predictions. And before we get into this video, I recommend liking and subscribing. If you do, you feel like you belong here. I make everyone belong here in this channel, and join me on this journey as we get into my round 2 tips and predictions. But anyway, let's get straight into the tips and predictions, and you will have a great time. So now it's time to be doing the first game of round 2. So Collingwood versus St Kilda. I think it will be a very good game in general. I think Collingwood, the reigning premiers, have come over a premiership hangover. In my opinion, they have just fallen and gone to 0-2, which is pretty concerning in my opinion, because like the premiership team, can they have a premiership hangover like the Cats? Well, I think this could happen this year, as well as the Saints. They came off a very close game at good Cats in GMBGA, which are really good in GMBGA, so I see Saints being the better side in this one, but it's kind of an upset because no one's tipping them at the MCG as well. So, can Pies get off to a good start? That's the question. Get their first win, but I do not think so. I think the Saints get on top by 10. Okay guys, now the Crows v the Cats. It's going to be a very good game on the 22nd of March on a Friday night at the Adelaide Oval, 7:40 p.m. I think it's going to be a good game at the Adelaide Oval, of course. The Cats coming off a 7-point win against the Saints. Looked pretty good, as well as the Crows coming back against the Suns and losing by 6 points. So you can see at the Adelaide Oval is going to be a very good game. I think, in my opinion, it's going to be a very tight contest, in my opinion. I think the stars like Patrick Dangerfield and many players will shine. I think Cats midfield will try a lot, but their forward line, Tom Hawkins, Jeremy Cameron, I think they will get the goals for the Cats. I think that will help the Cats get over the line here. I think Cats are, well, the most experienced side here in this contest, but also Adelaide are up-and-coming side, in my opinion. I think they'll make the 8 this year. I think these two teams are going to be really good competitive game. This is going to be Adelaide's real test, but I think Cats by 27. So now we're going to be going through Freo vs North Melbourne, of course, at the 23rd of March at Marvel Stadium, 1:45 p.m. Of course, these two sides are very good, but Freo coming off a very good win against the Brisbane Lions, a convincing 23 points. I think Freo would be the better side, but North can do something here also but yeah, North, of course, can fight in this, but yeah, coming off a 41 point or 39 point loss against, what's it called? GWS. It doesn't look convincing for them, but I think they have a chance, but I don't think they stand a chance here against the Freo Dockers, especially at Marvel. I mean, it might be a closer game, but not a smashing, but I think Freo Dockers in by 33. Okay guys, now it's time for Melbourne vs Hawthorn. This kind of tip. Hawthorn last week, they were alright, but they lost the momentum in the last quarter. A lot of lead changes. Saw a lot of lead changes, like about 9 lead changes during the game. We were in it till the last quarter. The last quarter, I think we ran away a bit, but yeah, some positive signs. Marcelo de Ambrosio, he's a really good player. I think John Newcombe can do well this game, and yeah, I tipped the Hawks last week. I'm not sure about this week. And then Melbourne, of course, coming up after a win against the Dogs, which looked pretty convincing in my opinion. A really good win for the D's, and I think that will be a confidence booster after playing in the MCG and playing in the MCG again, trying to smash the Hawks this time. I think the D's win this by 37 points. Now time for Sydney vs Essendon at the SCG, 7:30 p.m. Melbourne time. I think it will be a very good game in general at the SCG, but Swan's coming after 2 positive wins, and Essendon only playing the one game and winning that game. So it's actually going to be a very tight contest, but I think Sydney knocking off the reigning premiers was pretty convincing in my opinion, and the last 2 wins they got was pretty convincing wins in my opinion. And I don't think you can stand between Sydney. They can even be a top 4 side this year by the way they played with their ball movement and everything in the last 2 weeks, but you can't judge. It's only the first 2 games, but they have played. But the quality sides they've been playing, they've just looked really good. And Essendon can't say much, but Essendon they came off a good win against Hawthorn, but I think Sydney get up here by 16 points. Now, on the 24th of March at the Mars Stadium, Bulldogs vs Gold Coast, that will be a very good contest, especially with the odds looking pretty even. But I think Bulldogs have been doing well, yes they have, but they had a sloppy loss against the Melbourne Demons, and it did not look convincing at all, in my opinion. I think it did not look convincing for them the way they lost against the D's. I don't see them doing that well here. After all, Suns coming off 2 wins against positive ones, and one against the Crows and one against the Richmond Tigers. So they're also looking pretty good, in good form. So basically, I think it's pretty obvious who you think is going to win, but I'm going to go for the upset and go for Gold Coast to win by 33 points. Okay guys, now Richmond vs Port Adelaide on the 24th of March, 4pm time slot at the MCG. I think it's going to be a very good match in my opinion. I think both teams will fight really well. I think both teams are going to be really good. In my opinion, I think it will be actually a close contest because Richmond, I know they can fight. I know, even though they have lots of young talent like Seth Campbell, who's a really positive sign in the forward line for Richmond. And I really believe Richmond can be a good team. Like Dustin Martin, when he gets into prime form, he can do something. But Port Adelaide's view, they're doing well. I think they'll continue to do well. And yeah, but I think it's going to be a pretty close contest in my opinion. I think it'll be very close, high-scoring contest. But I think Port Adelaide to win by 14 points. So now we're up to the last game of the round, West Coast vs GWS at 6:50 at Optus Stadium. I think it's going to be a very good contest in my opinion. But I think it's not actually going to be a tight contest. I think possibly can be 100 points smashing. But I won't think like that because Richmond, I think West Coast's aim would be to keep the smashings under 50 points and try and get a few upsets. Like they bet this team last year, and that was a really big highlight for them last year. Can they do it again? I don't think it'll be like 100 points smashing or something like that. Probably not even over 50 points. I don't think it'll be over 50 points. I think it'll be actually alright. Harley Reid, I think he'll get 25 plus touches. But I think GWS to win by 47 points. Okay guys, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see more of this content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Sorry guys for not reviewing round 2, but I'm round 1, but I got a 3 out of 9 tips correct. But that was a pretty bad round for me, but can't review it today. So see you guys in the next one. Peace.